morning. My name is Louis Olompiti, coming to you live from Nelson Mandela Bay. Now I want to ask, how's the energy? But how's the energy, everybody? Now guys, today is such a critical day for Nelson Mandela Bay. We know that the residents of Nelson Mandela Bay for the past couple of years have faced service delivery challenges. But we have good news today. That is going to change. Today, the DA in Nelson Mandela Bay will be announcing its vision for the residents of Nelson Mandela Bay. Today, we will be hearing from the DA federal leader, Johnston Hazen, who will be addressing the residents of Nelson Mandela Bay. But we'll also be hearing from the mayoral candidate, Retief Odendaal, who will be addressing his vision for the people of Nelson Mandela Bay. Now, if you're watching this at home, please like and share this broadcast with your family and friends, and make sure that you stay tuned because we have a jam-packed schedule for you. As you can tell, the energy is electric. We are going to have fun, but most importantly, we are ready to show the residents of Nelson Mandela Bay that the DA is ready to turn things around, that the DA is ready to bring change. So please stay tuned with us. We'll be right back. Right now, we are joined by the DA provincial leader of the Eastern Cape, Andrew Whitfield. Andrew, welcome to the live broadcast.
It's awesome to be here. Thanks for having me.
How do you feel? I mean, the energy is really electric today.
It's so electric. You can see from the people behind us today that everybody is really fired up, so positive, to really make this event a huge success as we launch our vision to rescue Nelson Mandela Bay from the state of decay that it finds itself in here in the Eastern Cape.
Now, Andrew, as you speak about the state of decay, what are some of the issues that really the residents of Nelson Mandela Bay have been experiencing in these past couple of years?
Well, we've seen a collapse of service delivery, an increase in crime and an increase in unemployment. People are buckling under the cost of living here in Nelson Mandela Bay with a municipality that has given up on the people, a government run by the ANC and other smaller parties that simply doesn't care about the people anymore. Just driving to this hall today, open trenches where people can fall in and become electrocuted, sewage spilling into our streets, unemployment, people spilling out onto the streets waiting for work, looking for hope. And today we are here to give those people hope for a better future, better services, safer communities and jobs for all.
Now, Andrew, today we will also be hearing from the mayoral candidate, Retief Odendaal. Why Retief?
Well, Retief Odendaal is a born and bred Nelson Mandela Bay guy. He's from this community right here in Algoa Park, where we're launching his vision to rescue our metro. Retief has been the mayor before, and when he was the mayor here in Nelson Mandela Bay for just 8 months, we got our first unqualified audit in more than 12 years. He is a man that gets things done, that can turn it around, and that can rescue our city from a government that has just given up on the people. And we are fully behind Retief Odendaal as the mayor of Nelson Mandela Bay.
Andrew, so when we are here today, we're also going to be hearing about this vision, right, for the residents of Nelson Mandela Bay. Can you tell us more about that?
Well, I don't want to let the cat out the bag because Retief is the man who's going to unpack that vision. But what this vision seeks to do is to inspire the people of Nelson Mandela Bay to get behind the DA, to get behind Retief Odendaal, to rescue our city. It is a message of hope. It is a message of a better tomorrow for all of the people of our city. And this is a guy who really believes, and you'll see today when he unpacks, he loves the city, he loves the people, he's from this community, and he is the man that we've chosen to rescue Nelson Mandela Bay.
Now, Andrew, we've also heard in the past couple of years the issues around corruption, but also coalitions and how coalitions have really not been working. Anything about that?
Well, the DA has been in government in Nelson Mandela Bay 3 times over the last 10 years. Every time we got into government, people could see the difference immediately. The DA difference. The reality is that coalitions are complex, but in spite of those coalitions, we managed to field strong candidates who could hold those teams together. What we really need in Nelson Mandela Bay is a majority government. Just down the road, Kocha municipality has been governed by the DA in a majority for almost 10 years. It is now ranked the best municipality in the Eastern Cape. It has received a clean audit and is on track for a second clean audit. People are moving there. The city is growing. Services are delivered. People are finding work. It has the lowest unemployment rate in the Eastern Cape, which has the highest unemployment rate in the country. And this is a beacon of hope that should send a message to the people of Nelson Mandela Bay that we've tried coalitions for 10 years. Let's put our support behind a DA majority government. Let's put our support behind Retief Odendaal to really rescue us from the state of disrepair that our metro finds itself in.
Now, Andrew, before I let you go, just your last parting shots for the people of Nelson Mandela Bay.
We can get Nelson Mandela Bay working again. We can only get Nelson Mandela Bay working again if every single DA supporter and every single voter out there that is tired of the broken promises and the broken streets and the broken streetlights and the broken sewers can get behind a candidate who cares about all the people, a candidate who's born and bred in Nelson Mandela Bay, a party with a track record of getting things done, with a diverse and capable team that can rescue our city. We believe that we have the recipe to fix Nelson Mandela Bay and to get it working again, and that is why we are going to be going to the streets with a message of hope that we are launching today to get Nelson Mandela Bay back on track and to get Retief Odendaal into City Hall.
Well, that is the DA provincial leader of the Eastern Cape, Andrew Whitfield, who will also be speaking later on in the program. Please do not go anywhere. We'll be right back. As you can see, the energy is insane. We are at a point, it's a turning point today for the city of Nelson Mandela Bay. But right now we are joined by the provincial chairperson of the Eastern Cape, Yusuf Kasim. Yusuf, welcome to the live broadcast.
It's great to be here, Liolo. We are going to make history here in Nelson Mandela Bay.
And now, Yusuf, how do you feel, firstly? Because I think this is such an important day for the city, for Nelson Mandela Bay. There truly is something happening here.
You know, Liolo, we have been suffering for far too long in Nelson Mandela Bay. Our streets are dirty, our streets are dark, and our infrastructure is unmaintained. And the people of our city are ready for change, and as you can see, they have come out in their numbers in order to bring change to all of the communities in our beautiful city.
Now, Yusuf, we were speaking with Andrew earlier on about coalitions, and we are going into this next election. And what does that mean, and what are we trying to do here in Nelson Mandela Bay in terms of coalitions?
So the last time that Retief was the mayor of Nelson Mandela Bay for 8 months, he instituted a forensic investigation into the corruption in the electricity department, and a week later he was toppled from his seat as the mayor by smaller parties that were bought off by those who are afraid of being held accountable. Our residents should unite behind the blue force that is going to bring change, so that we do not have a situation where small popcorn parties can be bought off in order to protect the corrupt thieves that are looting our city day in and day out.
Yusuf, I know we don't want to share too much about the vision because we're going to hear later, but what can communities expect from the DA in this particular campaign and going forward?
The campaign, as it has been, is community-centered. It's about servant leadership. It's about bringing real change that will actually impact the lives of residents. We are a city that is filled with residents. It's not about City Hall, and it's not about the institutions. It's about the people in our city, and how do we ensure that we can change the lives of our people for the better.
Yusuf, the people who are sitting at home maybe right now and saying, well, I don't want to vote. I don't see the point of voting. I'd rather just not get involved. Politics is corrupt. They all corrupt. What do you have to say to those people who are watching this and not sure if they want to cast their vote in this coming election?
So, Lulu, we were this close from being able to win the elections the last time around. Yes. And every single time, because these issues affect all of us. And when it affects a resident, they come out and they say, well, why is my ward councillor not doing something about it? But if the municipality is broken because we don't have a government that is competent, that cares for our people, there is nothing that we can do in those moments. This is our chance in order to bring real change. And that means coming out in our numbers, getting involved, getting your neighbors involved, getting your family involved in order to bring real change for our communities.
Yusuf, in this campaign, we're going for an outright win.
We can only turn Nelson Mandela Bay around like we did in Kocha, like we did in the city of Cape Town, like we did in Midvaal, if you can give a stable DA government 5 years. Give a DA government 5 years so that we can turn the city around rather than just papering over the cracks.
Well, thank you so much, Yusuf, for joining us. That's the DA provincial chairperson of the Eastern Cape. The message is clear. We need an outright win. And the vision that is going to be presented today is for the residents of Nelson Mandela Bay who have really struggled with service delivery in the past couple of years. But the DA has a message. We have a vision and we are ready to turn things around. But right now, we'll be back. There's still so much to come. Please join us. Mandela Bay, where the DA mayoral candidate will be launching his vision for the residents of Nelson Mandela Bay. But right now, we are joined by the Deputy Chief Whip in the National Assembly, Baxolile Notata, who's also the Provincial Campaign Manager in the Eastern Cape. Bax, welcome to the live broadcast. It's crazy energy right now, but how do you feel and what does today mean?
Look, I feel absolutely amazing. You can see the vibe is quite electric. We're trying to get Nelson Mandela Bay working again. We're very excited to come in here, Retief Odendaal's vision for Nelson Mandela Bay. This has been a broken city, broken by a coalition of corruption, and it's important for us in the Nelson Mandela Bay to put Retief Odendaal mayor so that we can get Nelson Mandela Bay working again. So it's quite exciting to be here today, and the residents of Nelson Mandela Bay are out in their numbers to come give Retief some support.
Bax, there's been quite a lot of failures in the city of Nelson Mandela Bay, and I think the residents can really see the decay of the city.
Look, I mean, when you drive here, all the robots are not working, the street lights, traffic lights. The street lights are off. 100 of them in the city are off, not working. There's no water in some communities. There are potholes everywhere. And most importantly, people are not getting basic service delivery. Crime is rampant. Gangs are killing in our communities and turning our children into criminals. And most importantly, importantly, many people in Nelson Mandela Bay can't get work. They are jobless. And it's important for us to go and fight for those things, to make sure that we get Nelson Mandela Bay working again, to bring service delivery in people's homes, to make sure that people get jobs, and ultimately we fight crime so that our communities are safe.
And Bex, I'm so glad that you spoke about jobs. I mean, jobs is a big issue and people are unemployed. What are we doing as the DA? What is the vision around jobs in Nelson Mandela?
I mean, getting jobs working in Nelson Mandela Bay is quite simple. For businesses to be attracted to a city, you need to make sure that you give basic service delivery. There must be water in our taps, there must be electricity, the communities must be safe themselves, and create a conducive environment for businesses to come and set up their businesses here so that they're able to create jobs. That is the only way you can create jobs in Nelson Mandela Bay. But also making sure that we fight corruption within government so that the money that is meant for services goes to basic services to be able to attract investment for businesses to establish here and create jobs so that the people of Nelson Mandela Bay can get working again.
And Bex, this conversation is also so important for young people, right? Who are also in the city of Nelson Mandela Bay.
Look, I mean, a lot of young people flee Nelson Mandela Bay. They go look for opportunities in the city of Cape Town, where the DA governs. We don't want them to flee Nelson Mandela Bay anymore. We want people to remain in Nelson Mandela Bay after they voted Retief Odendaal as mayor, so that we can get Nelson Mandela Bay working again, so that we're creating the opportunities here in Nelson Mandela Bay, so that young people don't have to pack their bags and leave the city to go look for opportunity elsewhere where the DA governs. The DA needs to govern Nelson Mandela Bay to get Nelson Mandela Bay working.
Bex, before I let you go, kwabantu abakhona apha, what is your parting shot to the residents of Nelson Mandela Bay?
My parting shot to the residents of Nelson Mandela Bay: if you want basic service delivery in your homes, if you want safe communities, if you want job opportunities in the city of Nelson Mandela Bay, give the DA a chance by voting Retief Odendaal as mayor of Nelson Mandela Bay, so that we can get Nelson Mandela back working again, so that people in Nelson Mandela Bay can get basic services, jobs, and feel safe in their communities. So go out next year and make sure that you take everyone in your household, everyone in your community that you know, in your church, in your school governing body, wherever it is, in your circle of friends, in your family, to go and vote for the DA in Nelson Mandela Bay.
Guys, that is the Deputy Chief Whip in Parliament, Bakolile Notata, who's also the Provincial Campaign Manager in Eastern Cape. Guys, the energy is crazy. But I want to take us inside. On this Blue Monday, we are putting a vision to the people of Nelson Mandela Bay. DA Federal Leader Johnston Hazen will be addressing us later, as well as the mayoral candidate Retief Odendaal, who will also be presenting his vision for this city. So please, stay tuned. We are going live to stage.
Bring it down, Tana, bring it down. Over to you, sweetie.
It's a celebration. Celebrate good times, come on. It's a celebration. Celebrate good times, come on. There's a party going on right here. A celebration to last a year. So bring the good times and your laughter too. We're gonna celebrate and party with you. Come on now. Let's all celebrate and have a good time. Let's all celebrate and have a good time. It's time to come together. It's up to you. What's your pleasure? Everyone around the world, come on! Hey! It's a celebration. Celebrate good times, come on! It's a celebration. Celebrate good times, come on! A good time tonight. Let's celebrate. It's alright. We're gonna have a good time tonight. Hey, hey! Let's celebrate. It's alright. We're gonna have a good time tonight. Let's celebrate. It's alright. We're gonna have a good time tonight. Let's celebrate. It's alright. Come on, hey. It's up to you. What's your pleasure? Everyone around the world, come on. Let's celebrate. Nice. We're gonna celebrate, yeah. Celebrate good times, come on. Celebrate good times, come on. Hey, celebrate good. Let's celebrate. It's alright. We're gonna have a good time tonight. Let's celebrate. It's alright. We're gonna have a good time. Yeah. Let's celebrate. It's alright. We're gonna have a good time tonight. Let's celebrate. It's alright. Woo! It's a celebration. Come on. Hey, 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 I see you over there. It's a celebration. Celebrate good times. Come on. Hey, celebrate good times. Come on. Oh, yeah. Celebrate good times. Come on.
jy gedoen. Democrats, allow me to welcome all of you here today. I see a lot of familiar faces and I also see a lot of new faces. But I want to tell you today, you are at the right place. Jy is vandag op die regte plek. Viva jy, viva! Viva Democratic Alliance, viva! Colleagues, jy is by die huis, want jy is by die beste partij, die DA. Weet julle hoekom? Want die DA kry dinge gedoen. Ek gaan onmiddellik vra vir ons almal net om te staan op ons bene. Ons gaan ons leiers verwelkom. Kan ons almal staan asseblief in die plek? So as ons leiers opkom, dan gaan ons 'n ewige geraas maak. As julle met my, as julle hier, as lekker om hier te wees. Nee, julle weet nie wat ek sê nie. As ek sê lekker om hier te wees, dan moet julle sê, it's nice to be here. As lekker om hier te wees, it's nice to be here. As my DA mense, man. Ek sien onze MPL's, ek sien onze councillors, ek sien onze voormalige speaker of council, Mr. Jonathan de Wak. Ek sien ons councillors is in die plek. Kom ons gee julle hande klap volgend. So I'm gonna waiting on the back track at the back to play us some music while our leaders are entering the venue. Yeah, hier gaan ons! Hey! Waar is het lekker? Hier is het lekker! Hey!
Ons is daar vir die nasie. As jy nog nie weet waar jou crazy te trek nie, dan is dit hier uit die party vir jou. Niemand doen het beter as die DA nie. Ons is sy trotse blauw span. Ons is die party vir Suid-Afrika. Daar is niemand lekkerder as die DA nie.
Viva John, viva! Viva Andrew Whitfield, viva!
As die jy op jou lippe, as die jy op jou jippe, op die jy doen het lekker, op die jy doen het lekker. As die jy op jou lippe, as die jy op jou jippe, op die jy doen het lekker, op die jy doen het lekker.
Hier kom my blauw trein,
Die DA ry die blauw trein.
hier kom my blauw trein,
Die DA ry die blauw trein. Hier kom my blauw trein.
die DA ry die blauw trein.
Hier kom my blauw trein. Die DA ry die blauw trein.
My mama stem vir
Hey!
papa stem vir DA. My neighbor stem vir DA. Ons almal stem vir DA. My mama stem vir DA. My papa stem vir DA. My neighbor stem vir DA. Ons almal stem vir
Viva Yusuf Kassim, viva!
Ons almal skreef vir DA. Ons is sy trotse blauw span. Die DA op die bane. Die DA doen het lekker. Ons almal skreef vir DA. Ons is sy trotse blauw span. Die DA op die bane.
As die jy op jou lippe, as die jy op jou jippe, op die jy doen het lekker, op die jy doen het lekker. As die jy op jou lippe, as die jy op jou jippe, op die jy doen het lekker, op die jy doen het
Viva John Steenhuisen, viva!
my papa stem vir
Kakela, John, kakela!
stem vir DA. Ons almal stem vir DA. My mama stem vir DA. My papa stem vir DA. My neighbor stem vir DA. Ons almal stem vir DA.
As 'n DA ding man. Ons is daar vir die nasie. As jy nog nie weet waar jou crazy te trek nie, dan is die DA die party vir jou.
As die jy op jou lippe, as die jy op jou jippe, op die jy doen het lekker, op die jy doen het lekker. As die jy op jou lippe, as die jy op jou jippe, op die jy doen het lekker, op die jy doen het
I know you're excited because we have all our leaders in our midst. But can I please ask you to remain standing? Can I ask you to stand, please? As we're going to call on Nosisi Mavela to do the national anthem for us. Over to you. Let's give a round of applause. Masimshale nizandla bethu nana. Thank you so much. What a beautiful voice, colleagues. Kom ons gee nog 'n beter hande klap. Ons kan beter as dit doen. One thing about Nelson Mandela Bay, we know how to lead the stage. We know how to lead the stage. Jealousy down. We're gonna call on Melissa Ellison to do a second item. Over to you. Kom ons gee 'n hande klap vandag.
also NMU, we endorse Retief as the mayor of Nelson Mandela Bay. We want safe Nelson Mandela Bay because most of our students stay off campus in Central and in town, which is not safe. We want him as the mayor to protect us as students at Nelson Mandela and also assist us on clearing debts for students by donating to us as DASO, by also donating to our Meal a Day initiative where we feed all the unfunded students and defunded students at Nelson Mandela University.
Our city has been derelict for too long. Our city has been mismanaged for too long. That's why we need a leader who is for the people, who cares about the city, but most importantly, willing to get their hands dirty to make the city function again. And this is why I support Retief Odendaal for mayor.
As Wintero constituency covering
Colchester.
We want to make NMB blue again. Let's get Nelson Mandela Bay working again.
Hi, my name is Kabelo Mukhatusi. I'm the constituency leader of Muka constituency, which stretches from New Brighton, covers Zwide, covers Kwadwesi, Kwamatlaki, Motherwell. I am saying Retief for mayor is a non-brainer. Retief is a hands-on mayor, a person who has shown a track record as has been there. We've seen him and we know many of us in these areas want Retief to lead this city so that we can get NMB working again.
The northern areas of Nelson Mandela Bay is suffering under the current coalition government, which has invested in other areas instead of our people. The northern areas is going to work every single day to correct this injustice. We are going to go door to door to ensure that all of our residents come out and elect Retief Odendaal to return as the mayor of Nelson Mandela Bay to rescue the northern areas. What do you guys think?
Retief for mayor! Retief for mayor! Colleagues, julle is te sag vir my. Ek is te excited. As ek sê Retief vir mayor, dan sê julle Retief vir mayor. Nee, julle wil hom hê nie, ek wil hom hê. Colleagues, now I'm going to call on our two guests that has been really letting the stage this morning. I'm going to call on Melissa and Nosisi. Come on, do your thing, ladies. Let's give them a round of applause. Can we all stand? Can we all stand? What?
Webuti, nandi hamana.
them another round of applause, colleagues. Melissa and Osisi, you've been amazing so far. Colleagues, these ladies are really amazing. We can do better than that. Let's give them another round of applause. I don't want this event to end. I don't want this event to end. But I do have a program in front of me. And we have arrived at a moment that we all were waiting for. And it really gives me great honor and pleasure to welcome somebody very important to South Africa. But most important, to the Eastern Cape and Nelson Mandela Bay. I'm reminded about the scripture in Psalm 1332, where the Bible refers to the oil that's running down from the head of Aaron to his beard and then to his robe. Meaning that the spirit that dwells upon the leader of a specific political party organization, that spirit is resting upon the people that are connected to him. So we are so honored this morning to have our national leader in our midst today, because all the blessings and all the benefits that is inside of the leader of the DA is inside of us. Do you believe that today? If you don't believe it today, you will walk out here empty. But I want to sit at his feet, not physically sitting at his feet, but enjoying the blessings and the anointing that God has given unto the position of the DA's leader, John Steenhuisen. I want to benefit. Viva DA, viva! Let us call John Steenhuisen to the stage and let us welcome him with a warm welcome of Nelson Mandela Bay. Viva John Steenhuisen, viva!
Dis nou lekker in die baai, né? Dis altyd lekker hier in die baai wanneer die DA hier is. Met ons wonderlike blou mense in die baai. Want dis julle wat die wind laat waai in die baai. Ek wou eerstens baie dankie sê aan almal wat hier is. It's wonderful to be here with all of you on this wonderful day, and I love starting my week on a Monday with the Blue family. I love this family, and I hope you love being in the Blue family as well. And we come here today to do something important, which is for the DA and our Mayor Retief to outline a vision for this beautiful, beautiful bay. A vision where the people are the center of governance. Unlike the other parties, we don't come here and make false promises. Ons is nie bekkig nie. Ons fokus op dienslewering en die waarheid. En dis hoekom dit so belangrik in 'n tyd soos hierdie wat so belangrik vir die baie is om oor die waarheid te praat. Now you will see our mayoral candidate is Retief. And there's one thing that rhymes with Retief, and that's relief. Because Retief is going to relieve us of corruption. He's going to relieve us of maladministration. And he's going to relieve us of those crooks and criminals that are sitting in City Hall. Ek het sien op die nuus die ander dag dat adjunct burgemeester Gary het sy hofdatum vergeet. Hy was nie daar in die hof toe hulle sy saak geroep het. Maar daar was 'n kat daar in die hof daai dag. En ek kan sê daar's twee groot verskille tussen Gary en die kat. Eerstens, die kat het nie 'n R3000 haarstyl nie. En tweedens en meer belangrik, die kat is onskuldig. So it's important that we're here today to talk about Nelson Mandela Bay and why this city and these people are the key to unlocking the Eastern Cape. This metro is a logistics hub that connects South Africa with the world. But we know that this government has let down the people of the Bay. They have let our people down. And you know why? Because they've forgotten about the people while they're busy filling their own pockets and making their own friends wealthy and employing their own children and friends and family into positions. And all the while, more than 1.3 billion rand of infrastructure money has gone unspent. Services have collapsed. Corruption is rising. Last year, 21 SAPS members were charged with corruption. That's more than 5 times the number of those charged just 3 years ago. Not one has been convicted, and not one has been found guilty. Now, how on earth do we fight crime and criminals if the very people that are meant to go and arrest them are involved in crime themselves? Dis 'n skande. Tourism is under threat. Tourists being attacked, beachfront infrastructure falling to pieces. And when the water doesn't work, tourists don't want to come here. But I don't also need to tell you about the massive service delivery failures in this municipality. Want julle mense lewe op 'n daglikse basis, sonder water in die krane, sonder krag in julle huise en sonder werk vir julle families en jou kinders. En ons mense is siek en sat by hierdie wanbestuur en hierdie korrupsie wat gebeur elke dag hier in die baai. En so ons is hier vandag om 'n sterk boodskap uit te stuur. So ver en nie verder nie. Want ons het die geleentheid in die komende verkiesing om seker te maak dat ons die baai red van die rampokkers en die korrupte mense wat sit daar in die stadsaal. Dis ons kans. Op daai dag het ons 'n kans om hierdie wonderlike stad te red. And that's why we say, get Nelson Mandela Bay working again. And why do we say again? We say again because we showed over a brief 9-month period just what we could do. And we know this next election is about rebuilding what has been broken, recovering what has been stolen, and renewing what has been left to decay. And can you remember those times when this municipality did its job? It began to show those green shoots of growth. When service delivery was happening, when we had a working bus service, where corruption was no longer the order of the day, with a metro police force that was starting to get on top of crime. I can remember those days because I came here a lot. And under Retief Odendaal, things started to change. Under Retief Oudendaal's leadership, Nelson Mandela Bay achieved its first unqualified audit in 12 years. Let's give Retief a huge round of applause for that. Retief het vir ons gewys wat leierskap is en hoe belangrik goeie leierskap is op 'n munisipale vlak. He showed us what fair leadership can do, and it can happen here again. This election, you have the power to bring back basic service delivery. You have the power to sweep this blue wave across Nelson Mandela Bay all the way back into City Hall, to sweep the corrupt out and sweep the just in. And if you don't believe that we can do it, you can always go and read the Auditor General's report from when Retief was the mayor here. And if you don't like that, just people usually throw tomatoes at me, not microphones. And if you don't believe that, you can go and look at all of the reports that came out when the DA was in charge here. And if you still don't believe that, well, just go and ask the president. He'll tell you how great the DA is. And let me tell you, you must be doing something right when your biggest opponent says, what a wonderful job you're doing. And to him we say, thank you, sir, we recognize it, amen, and we'll carry on delivering, not only in Nelson Mandela Bay, but in every municipality that we can get our hands on in this election. But for Nelson Mandela Bay, there's only one thing that matters in this election. Will the party you vote for give you water? Will the party you vote for give you electricity? Will they fix the roads? And will they collect your rubbish? And if you're not 100% certain that they will, then for goodness sake, please don't vote for them. Because every election we have this shiny new bauble that appears on the political scene just before the election. And they come through and suddenly it's the independent Democrats and they're the way of the future. Then it's COPE and then they're the next big thing and they're going to be wonderful. And then people come along and they form other parties and they come along and they tell people we're going to vote. Rise Mzansi, well, they didn't rise in the last election. It's like just my souffle, it never rises. They don't get it right. And you know what ends up happening? Thousands upon thousands of our people go and vote for those parties. And where are they today? Did they put a single tap on? Did they put a single kilowatt of electricity in your home? Did they deliver a single street without potholes? No, they didn't. But all over the country, whether it is in Nelson Mandela Bay, whether it is in Kocha municipality, whether it is in the city of Cape Town, whether it's Midvaal in Gauteng, or whether it's Umgeni in KwaZulu-Natal, every single day there's one party that is getting those things done. And that's my party, it's your party, it's the Blue Party, and it's a party that will bring change to this country and to this metro. There is no time to waste in this election. We cannot afford another 5 years of the same. We cannot afford to take a gamble on a party that has no track record, with leaders that have failed in everything else they've done, with nothing to show for what they've achieved. Don't be fooled in this election, because if you're going to take that bet, it's going to end up badly for you. In this election, when service delivery is at a crisis, when corruption is at its peak, you need one party, and you need to unite behind that party. A party with a track record of getting things done. A party that can get Nelson Mandela Bay working again. Not just words, but in deeds. And not only that, a party with the people, a party with the plan, a party with a man called Retief. Who wants Retief back here, Nelson Mandela Bay? That didn't sound very convincing to me. Do you want another 5 years of Gary? So who do we want here in Nelson Mandela Bay? So I say to you today, my fellow Democrats and my friends, do you want to rebuild together? Do you want to ruk reg here in die baai? We don't need to settle for this terrible deal that we've got. We don't need to spend another year witnessing the decay, the corruption, and the crime. We're going to build a city, a shining city on a hill where your children can walk safely to and from school and to the shops. Where your children can play in completed sports fields, not half-built ones. Where tourists hear about our beaches and our culture, not about shootings and kidnappings or abandoned buildings. Where government funds are spent and not returned. Where budgets are honored, and when people say they're going to deliver infrastructure, it is real and you can see it. But this vision requires the courage of all of us to demand better. It requires good, solid leadership. An army is only as good as its general, but a general cannot run an army on his own. And so today, as leader of the DA, I commit that under a DA government in Nelson Mandela Bay, if the people in the city who voted for us in the past, and there may be some of you who voted for some of these popcorn parties in the past, and don't worry, we forgive you, but you get a chance to make it right in this election. There may be people who've not voted before. There may be people who've sat at home and said, my vote doesn't count. And my message to you is plain and simple. The DA is a home for all, and you are welcome. You're welcome in our blue family. And when you join this blue family, you can help create a safe environment where life is cherished and where business can thrive. When you join this blue family and join this cause to get Nelson Mandela Bay working again, you can ensure that municipal departments deliver the services you need, that they improve efficiency, and that they reduce losses. And when you join this blue army and join and link hands with us to march determinedly forward to this election, you're joining a cause that wants to get the basics right, that wants to restore streetlights, that wants to make water and sanitation the services that you expect and deserve, not the services you have to beg for. And when you join and march in lockstep with us towards that election next year in November, you're marching to rebuild public trust by rooting out corruption. And above all, you're marching with a blue army, a blue family, a blue cause that will make this bay a bay of promise. A place where your children can dream again, where investors and tourists can come because they know they are safe and they know that service delivery is not just a slogan, but it actually happens here in the Bay. Now you deserve this. After these 10 years of turmoil, you deserve it. And I'm here to tell you today that we have the candidate for mayor. 'n man met 'n plan. 'n man wat kan. And that man's name is Retief Odendaal. And I've known Retief for most of my political life. And I know that he will serve you honestly. He will be treating everybody in this municipality fairly and tirelessly. He lives here. He raises his children here. This is his home just as it's your home. And he wants it to succeed just like you do. He's proven that he'll give you fixed road sand pipes, restored water, he'll make sure the lights are on, and that he's paid the bills. He's put you first before, and he's going to put you first again. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's rebuild together. Let's make this bay a place of safety, of pride, of opportunity, of dignity, and of hope. And let us demonstrate what it means to put people at the center of politics, and how better governance will put money back into communities that have been deprived in the past. Let's rebuild. Ruk reg. Let's get Nelson Mandela Bay working again. And as I've said before, we have the man. En ek sê in Afrikaans, ek dink dit is 'n baie goeie gediggie. Ek hou van 'n man wat sy man kan staan. En as daar enige ou in die baai is wat sy man kan staan, dis ons inkomende burgemeester Retief Odendaal. Staan sterk, hou by die blou.
So much, colleagues. You may be seated. We're going to watch an endorsement video of Nelson Mandela Bay Caucus leadership.
The DA Nelson Mandela Bay Caucus supports Retief Odendaal as Executive Mayor of Nelson Mandela Bay, and we will be there 7 days a week campaigning with him. Hand in hand, together with Retief, we can make Nelson Mandela Bay working again. I make a clarion call on all residents, all the voters, come 2026 local government election, that we vote for the Democratic Alliance and we make sure that Retief is Executive Mayor of Nelson Mandela Bay, so that services can be rendered to all people in Nelson Mandela Bay. Retief for Mayor.
Retief for Mayor. Retief for Mayor. You must understand, in our churches, we normally say, "En die mag van die tong as dat lewe en dood." So we speak life over this young man. We're saying, Retief for Mayor. You better believe that. Amen. So, colleagues, it gives me great pleasure to hand over to our provincial leader, Mr. Andrew Whitfield. A man with integrity. A man that's very close to the heart of the people of the Eastern Cape. A man that is so loved by Nelson Mandela Bay. A man that I'm proud to call my leader. Andrew Whitfield.
Are you ready to rescue Nelson Mandela Bay? Are you ready to get Nelson Mandela Bay working again? Are you ready for Retief? Well, I've been sent here today from all four corners of our beautiful province to endorse Retief Odendaal for mayor in Nelson Mandela Bay. You see, you might think that this election campaign is about Nelson Mandela Bay, but it is far bigger than Nelson Mandela Bay. Because Nelson Mandela Bay is the engine room of growth and jobs and of our economy for the entire province of the Eastern Cape. And there's only one person that we believe can get Nelson Mandela Bay working again, and that is our mayoral candidate, Retief Odendaal. Now, you all know that our beautiful province, the Eastern Cape, is bursting at the seams with potential, natural resources, and extraordinary human talent across the length and breadth of our province. But the reality is our people in the Eastern Cape aren't working because our provincial government and our biggest municipality aren't working. And if we want to get the people of our province working again, we need to get Nelson Mandela Bay working again. You see, the ANC has given up. They've given up on rescuing the people of this city and this province, which is why children are dying of malnutrition, why we have the highest crime rate in the country, why we have the highest unemployment rate in the country. This is just unacceptable. If you leave this hall and you drive down the road, you can see that the ANC has given up. But if you turn around and you head west to a small municipality called Kocha Municipality, you will see what 9 years of a DA majority government can do for the people in that municipality. And the one thing we haven't had in Nelson Mandela Bay yet is a DA majority government. Because Kocha Municipality, under the DA, has just been ranked the best municipality in the Eastern Cape. It has the lowest unemployment rate. It is building safer communities and delivering services to all because the people of Kocha voted for a DA majority government. And you can too. And today we have an opportunity to listen to a vision of how we can get Nelson Mandela Bay working again. And it is our responsibility to take that message out into the communities, street by street, door by door, inspiring hope in the hearts of every single resident of our city. You see, if the people of the Eastern Cape that sent me here today to endorse Retief Odendaal want to find work and to keep that work, then we have to get our municipalities working just like Kocha works. But if we really want the entire Eastern Cape province to work, then we have to get our biggest economy right here in Nelson Mandela Bay working again. Because when Nelson Mandela Bay works, the Eastern Cape works. And the people of the Eastern Cape will find work. So on behalf of the DA in the Eastern Cape and the countless people who aren't yet DA members but are looking at us, they see us, they want to touch a little bit of the DA magic. They've sent us here today to endorse Retief Odendaal as our mayoral candidate. Because every single person in this province wants better services, they want safer communities, and they want to be able to find jobs. And I'm proud to be the DA Eastern Cape provincial leader, but I'm even more proud to be a friend and colleague of your mayoral candidate, Retief Odendaal. Now, there are lots of parties, as John Steenhuisen has told us, popcorn parties, that will run around claiming to be able to govern our beautiful bay. But the truth is that there is only one party big enough, one vision bold enough, and one man strong enough with a record of action to get Nelson Mandela Bay working again. And that man is your mayoral candidate. He's my mayoral candidate. He's our mayoral candidate, Retief Odendaal.
Saam, Retief is hier, kom ons staan saam, ons stad, ons krag. Nou is die tyd om saam te werk. Ruk reg met Retief, die vorentoe die hoop het gekom. Ruk reg met Retief, voorwaarts saam die toekoms in. Kom staan saam, sing ons lied. Retief gee moed, die stad word niet. Vriende, bure, kom ons staan. Ruk reg met Retief, ruk reg saam. Ruk reg met Retief, die vorentoe die tyd is nou. Ruk reg
wonderful sight. What a wonderful sight to see this hall packed with people that are hungry to bring change to Nelson Mandela Bay. Welcome and thank you for being here today. It is one of the greatest privileges of my life to be standing before you as your mayoral candidate for Nelson Mandela Bay. All of us who live here absolutely love this place. The third largest coastal city in South Africa, with one of the most moderate climates on the continent, 40 kilometers of unspoiled beaches, but even more importantly, 1.3 million of the most friendly, gracious, resilient, strong, and powerful people in the country. In which other city in the world can you swim with dolphins, dive with great white sharks or humpback whales, or find the big five roaming around in their natural malaria-free environment a mere 55 kilometers from the city? Ours is still a 20-minute commute city. Eat your heart out, Joburg. One which can offer a quality and affordable lifestyle to all. They say, if you know, you know. And Nelson Mandela Bay residents know that our beloved Bay is the best kept secret in South Africa. I stand with you here today as a proud son of this city, our city. I was born and grew up right here in Algoa Park, playing in these streets as a young boy, riding my bike and playing cricket in the streets with other kids. Walking to and from school every day. How things have changed. We grew up simply. My dad worked at Continental, and my mum looked after me and my siblings. Our home was modest, but there was love, joy, hope, and respect. But from as young as I can remember, I noticed the inequalities of our city, then ruthlessly split through the system and horrors of apartheid. Algoa Park is just a few kilometers away from Helenvale, or soos ons dit hier ken, Katanga. As an 8-year-old boy, I remember hearing police gunshots ringing out across the valley, and I wondered why such violence was so commonplace in certain areas. Later on, I heard the stories of people forcibly removed from places like Southend and Fairview and relocated to outlying parts of the city. The injustice and brutality of those years have left wounds that will take generations to heal. This is an historic place, steeped in stories passed through generations of triumphs over inequality, heroic legacies of selflessness and strength. A people torn apart and brought together with a renewed sense of community and loyalty to this place we call home, our Bay, ons Bay. 1994 signaled a new era for South Africa and the opportunity for democracy to bring hope to all. As it was then known, Port Elizabeth and Uitenhage were some of the first towns in the country to begin non-racial transformation under the Transitional Executive Council beginning in 1994, ahead of the first local government elections in 1995. This would be a time for healing and rebuilding industry, businesses, and entrepreneurs flocked to our city. Nelson Mandela Bay, as it was known from the year 2000, was also one of the country's first unicities, amalgamating the Uitenhage, Port Elizabeth, and Dispatch town councils. This was one of South Africa's fastest growing industrial coastal towns, with many large global corporations pouring investments into our city and scaling up operations across their sites. 20 years ago, this city was making progress. Business and political leaders from all backgrounds worked towards a common goal of getting this city working for every single resident. In Nelson Mandela Bay het die geraas van ons fabrieke 'n nuwe era van voorspoed en hoop ingelei. Ons was opgewonde oor daardie toekoms in hierdie pragtige nuwe demokrasie. Maar iewers het iets verkeerd geloop. I love Nelson Mandela Bay with every fiber of my being. I matriculated here, in fact at Otto du Plessis, just down the road. And my sister, Anna-Marie, actually even got married in this very same hall that we're standing today. I've just met Abigail, the caretaker of this ward, of this hall, and she was saying how difficult it is to get the municipality to do basic renovation work to this asset. She's embarrassed. I want to thank you, Abigail, for the work that you do. I went to university here at Nelson Mandela University, and thereafter I started a small legal practice. I got married here to my beautiful wife Annie, definitely the better part of me. And together we are raising our three beautiful children, Ludik, Leon and Luca, and hulle is hier vandag. Hulle sit hier onder. But you can see that they're bored out of their minds with my speech. Here, our Nelson Mandela Bay is home. It is home to all of us. And for the last 20 years, I've been in active politics. I have fought for this city and I have fought for this province. But, as we all know and can see, the post-1994 democratic light of hope and promise has started to fade. For too long now, shadows have fallen across our streets, the hollow echo of a city that has lost its way, where progress has ground to a halt. The desperation of a father in Motherwell who has been out of work for months, unable to provide food for his young family. We feel the weight of repeated broken promises. See the truth in the weary eyes of a mother who has lost a child to a stray bullet from gang violence in the northern areas. We notice the quiet despair of a neighbor waiting years for a street light to be fixed. Take a drive through Missionvale, Wannebushkle, Bettelsdorp, New Brighton, Central or Uitenhage. You'll see roads are crumbling, rubbish on most street corners, and sewage flowing through the streets. No child anywhere should have to walk through sewage to get home from school. No child should have to walk out the front gate and through piles of rubbish just to visit a friend. Every third traffic light, every fourth street light, every second road broken, faulty, crumbling. There are thousands of stories, your stories, our stories, just like this. And I hear you all. I know it feels hopeless But listen to me. The light of hope may have dimmed, but it is not out. We can at any moment choose a different path. We can say this far and no further. Every 5 years, we get to choose who runs our city. We get to choose between crime and safety, between jobs and indignity, lit streets or darkness. We get to choose by exercising our constitutional right and duty to vote. Now, I know you've heard all of this before. I know you might be tempted to sigh and ask, Retief, but why should I care? Will another election really change anything? My answer is always the same. Because lives and livelihoods hang in the balance, quite literally. And I also believe that this is our city's last chance. The window of opportunity to fix Nelson Mandela Bay is still open. But it is closing quickly. I care because I want our city to be a prosperous place. The prosperous place that I know it can be. For me, for you, for our children. I care because I want us to meet again in a few years from now and say, you see, Retief, together we did it. The lights are back on. The potholes have been fixed. The streets are clean. Business are growing, and there's work for our sons and our daughters and our grandchildren. I care because I know how much that matters to so many of you, to all of us. The ANC has had its chance here. It has proven to us, to all of us, that it cannot govern our city properly, nor can any of the ANC's corrupt coalition partners like the EFF or the PA. Everything the ANC and their crony partners touch lands up broken and in ruins. Look at Joburg, at eThekwini, at Ekurhuleni, closer to home. Look at Makana, Buffalo City, and so many other. Many of the towns and municipalities in the Eastern Cape look like they've been ravished by war. And in many ways, there has been a war of poor governance waged by the ANC against the people of this province. Then, look right here at our hometown, Nelson Mandela Bay. More of the same ANC-led destruction. The next local government election is around the corner. And this election is not about the DA against the ANC and their small party friends. It is about the people of Nelson Mandela Bay against the ANC and their small party friends to get services back to Nelson Mandela Bay. So I'm asking you to choose hope, and I'm asking you to ask everyone you know to choose hope. We need to choose to get Nelson Mandela Bay and our people working again. But we will only get the stable government we need if everyone is registered to vote and votes for the DA. Because, as the President so pertinently pointed out, DA-led municipalities are well run. So this is our moment. Let's take it. Hierdie is ons geleentheid. Kom ons gryp dit aan. Kom ons red Nelson Mandela Bay. Whilst I was executive mayor for almost 9 months in 2022, our government managed to stabilize the municipal finances for the first time in years. But then the coalition of corruption snuck back into government. We were able to do in 9 months what the ANC could not do in several years. We were able to get the first unqualified audit opinion in 12 years in the city. And we did this by delivering services and spending public money on public infrastructure. We did this by dealing decisively with corrupt individuals. And this, ladies and gentlemen, by the way, is not the DA saying so. It is the Auditor General that says so. We've had a test run and delivered. Of course, 9 months isn't nearly long enough to turn our city around. We need a clear 5-year term, and that is only possible if you make it so. My vision for Nelson Mandela Bay is simple and powerful. We can get Nelson Mandela Bay working again. A city rebuilt, one that is safe, well run and growing. Imagine a city where you can walk the streets without fear, where our children can play in our parks and our homes are sanctuaries, not fortresses. We will reclaim the heart of our city by building a network of safety, not just with more metro police, but with communities that are empowered, with technology that protects, and with a relentless commitment to justice. We will create a functional and well-resourced metro and traffic police. We will grow the metro police, establish new precincts, and focus on enforcing bylaws that have been ignored for far too long. We will establish an intergovernmental task force to target specific priority crimes like gangsterism, vandalism, kidnapping, and cable theft. We will implement a network of cameras across the city, monitored 24/7 from a joint operations center so that we can dispatch emergency services the moment a crime occurs. We will empower neighborhood watches by enabling members to become peace officers. And I would like to take this opportunity to recognize each and every single member of the public out there patrolling our streets every night to keep our people safe when government is failing to do so. This is how we will break the chains of crime and violence and allow the spirit of our community to shine once more. Imagine a city hall that works for you, not against you. A government of honest, capable and hardworking leaders with strong faith and values, men and women who see their roles not as a path to power, but as a commitment to communities. The leaders of today, the leaders of Nelson Mandela Bay, are only interested in looking after their gatsakke these days. They drive around in fancy cars, they wear fancy suits, and they eat at fancy restaurants. What a pity they don't deliver fancy service delivery. These leaders have forsaken the people of the Bay. Getting Nelson Mandela Bay working is more than just fixing potholes and streetlights. It's about restoring dignity and trust in our governance. We will restore the soul of our city by building a government with a zero-tolerance approach to corruption and incompetence. We will conduct an immediate audit of all current tender agreements, ensuring that suppliers are delivering on their promises. Any failure to deliver or evidence of corruption must result in immediate action. We will build a firewall against corruption around our supply chain management. We will fill critical vacancies with qualified professionals, engineers, plumbers, electricians, and other artisans. And we will hold them to the highest standard on their service delivery work. My friend Mark Stemmett, a former city engineer and today a business owner in the city, reminds me almost on a monthly basis that politicians alone can't fix the city. They need to work with engineers, with plumbers and artisans if they want to fix the bay. We are ready to work with skilled professionals to get the city working again. Our government will make difficult decisions without fear or favor to ensure services are delivered. We will create a professional work environment that supports excellence and deals decisively with poor performance. I'm so sad when I think of all the good officials that we've lost in Nelson Mandela Bay. Just the other day, Mr. Salvin Tace, a son of the northern areas, one of the most brilliant officials I've ever met, was chased out of the city, and today he's the CFO of Mossel Bay Municipality, the best run municipality in the country. Why do officials get chased out of the city? They get chased out by politicians with nefarious agendas that want to loot from you. We will develop a budget that truly serves our residents and monitor it monthly to ensure every cent is accounted for. I want to tell you, you might have noticed that my hair is thinning a bit. And I'm going to share a secret with you. Do you know that every day I still gel my hair? Put some gel in, because every hair must have its place when you've got so few hairs. Now, when you've got as little money as Nelson Mandela Bay, you have to account for every rand, and that is why you have to monitor where your money is spent. We want to restore trust in the city, rebuild trust between the people of Nelson Mandela Bay and a broken administration. And this is how we are going to become a well-run city. Imagine a city where opportunity is abundant, where the engine of our economy hums with renewed energy. We will unlock the future of our city by attracting investment, supporting our entrepreneurs, and creating jobs that bring purpose and dignity. Government don't create jobs. In this metro, our mayor celebrates when a couple of EPWP jobs have been given out. Yes, it's important to use all the money that you get for EPWP, but the only way that government can create jobs is if they create a stable administration that delivers services where business can prosper. We will streamline the process for business applications, aiming to reduce the time it takes for new ventures to get off the ground. No longer will town planning applications take years to finalize, or three-phase electricity connections 3 months to install. In this city, we are going to mean business. I will chair an investment council with leaders from the private sector to identify and remove obstacles to business growth. We will identify key parcels of unused municipal land for public-private partnerships that will create jobs and social infrastructure. We will launch dedicated plan to boost tourism, especially in our townships, and outsource the management of our municipal resorts, which have all fallen into ruin, to the private sector to restore them and create jobs. We will incentivize corporate investment through tiered rate reduction and discount programs. This, ladies and gentlemen, is how we will build a city where potential is limitless. This is my vision for our city. But I cannot do it alone. I'm asking all of you to join me, to join us. Over these past years, I've been part of a blue team of public representatives who have collectively battled and continue to battle for better services and a growing economy. People like Andrew Whitfield, Yusuf Kassim, Kabelo Makatosi, Horatio Hendricks, Rano Kaiser, and many other incredible ethical leaders. We need a stable government, and that is only possible if you exercise your constitutional right to vote. This next election is our chance to choose hope. Fixing Nelson Mandela Bay is not rocket science. We can get Nelson Mandela Bay working again.
War. There you have it, colleagues. The vision that will get Nelson Mandela Bay working again. Thank you so much, Retief Odendaal. Lang lewe Retief Odendaal, lang lewe. Long live Retief Odendaal, long live. Amanda! Thank you, you're doing great, colleagues. Allow me to call all our Nelson Mandela Bay councillors to the front stage, please. Nelson Mandela Bay councillors, can you please join us in front of the stage? And can we also... I'm not done. Colleagues, our leadership. Colleagues, councillors in front of the stage. Colleagues, councillors in front of the stage. The leadership on top of the stage. Nelson Mandela Bay councillors, can you please stand in front of the stage? We're going to ask our provincial chairperson, Yusuf Kassim, to hand over the working jacket to our mayoral candidate that's going to rescue Nelson Mandela Bay. Viva Retief Odendaal, viva! Councillor Rano Kaiser, Councillor Caucus Leader Rano Kaiser, can you please take the stage? All councillors, please, can you just move a little bit up to make space for other colleagues? Colleagues, just move a little bit up to make space for other councillors. All right, show.
So now the work starts. We're going to take off this really smart looking jacket. I think we're going to stop there. Let's stop there. And now we put on our work clothes to go and get in and be working again.
Join the mission to rescue South Africa. Like and follow us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and X. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that notification bell. Join the DA, because the DA gets things done.